Welcome back to my festive series, and today's recipe is a family favorite. I've been making this for the last few Diwalis. Actually, even when it's not Diwali, it's still a family favorite. They are tiny bite-sized mini samosas. And watch this video till the end because I have got a really nice tip to use up these samosas. Here I have got 200 grams of plain flour or maida, and I'm going to add just a good pinch of salt, pinch of chili powder, and then I've got some sunflower oil. So that's 2 tablespoons of sunflower oil, and I'm just going to mix it and get it to breadcrumb texture. So when you press the dough together, it kind of stays together, and that's the consistency I want. And I'm just going to slowly add some water. So I have used around 80 ml of water. But just add little at a time and stop when you've got a nice soft dough. Just a few seconds of this kneading. So that's how our dough is looking right now. I'm just going to cover and let it rest for at least half an hour. And I am going to just roughly chop 2 of these red onions. So a hot pan and a tablespoon of sunflower oil, and then I'm going to add a teaspoon of black mustard seeds. Let it pop a little. And once they pop, I'm going to add the chopped up onions. Just cook it for 2 to 3 minutes until they soften up. So while our onions are cooking, I have got here 2 potatoes which I've cut into pieces, and I've boiled it. And I'm just going to kind of roughly mash it up. That's it. Now I'm going to add some spices. So I've got half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of chili powder. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of chaat masala. I'm going to add in the mashed up potatoes. And just a good mix. And also going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder just for a little bit of color. Just going to finish this with a little bit of fresh chopped up coriander mix. And now I'm going to leave this aside to cool down. And that is the dough, nice and rested. Kind of gets really soft once it's rested. Because these are mini samosas, the dough portions are going to be really small. So I'm going to try and get 12 portions out of this, as even as I possibly can. And once you've got your portions, just shape them up, and I'm going to cover them all because I don't want the dough to dry out, and then just roll one at a time. So just going to cover these and just use one at a time. So I'm going to try and roll it in, not in a circle, but more oval shape. That is around 5.5 inches, and then I just cut it into half. It's really tiny little mini things. And then again, just like any samosa, roll it up. And you've got this little teeniest thing. It smells so good. Just going to put a little bit inside. And again, water and seal it. And then I'm going to seal it a bit more. There you have it. And just sit down here. I'm going to repeat the same with all the portions. So just water, pinch it together, fill as much as you possibly can, which is not a lot anyways, because they are literally bite size. Again, water, pinch it. Then where you have the line, the opposite side, put some water, pinch it, and then you can sit them down. And now is a good time to get your kids involved and get them rolling and filling and, you know, shaping up the little samosas. Or just put some nice music, because this is going to take a few minutes of shaping them up. But it's very satisfying, and the end result is really, really tiny, bite-sized mini samosas. So I just want to say that in case you don't want to do the double folding, that's absolutely fine. You can just, where I am at, when you just do the first pinching, you can just leave the samosas like this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this shape. So yeah, if you want to avoid that extra pinching, that's absolutely fine. But it just makes them kind of, you know, they just sit up a little bit, which is quite sweet. I'm almost done. That's my last one. And if by any chance you have like a few spoonfuls of potato left, do not worry. Just put it on some toast or make a toasty, or just eat it with a spoon. Just before you put them in, I've got some sunflower oil, nice and hot. Let me reduce the heat a little bit. And before you pop them in, just double check that it's sealed properly, and then very gently. Please be careful when deep frying, is all I can say. Don't cook it on very high heat, just let it cook on medium to low heat first, otherwise they will not crisp up and wouldn't cook through. They are looking lovely. And I'm just going to get them out on some kitchen roll to absorb some extra oil. And here is a plate full of mini samosas. Oh. I am serving this with coriander and mint chutney. You can find the recipe on the channel, or you can serve it with the tamarind chutney or ketchup if you want. They are hot. Oh my god. That is delightful. The whole idea is that you take mini samosas, you make a whole pile, and then you can snack on it on Diwali. My family absolutely loves these. They are so lovely, and of course you should serve them warm, piping hot if you can. But once they're sitting and they're at room temperature, they are still delicious. So you can enjoy them all day. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and hope you all have a fabulous Diwali. Break up the samosas into small pieces and plate them up in some serving plates. And some just whisked up natural yogurt on top. Then some coriander chutney. Some tamarind chutney. Tomatoes. Some onions. Some chili powder. Here I have got a coconut and chili chutney. Some coriander leaves, and finish with some sev. Here is your samosa chaat ready. All these chutneys, coriander chutney, tamarind chutney, and coconut chili chutney, the recipes are here on my YouTube channel, so you can check them out. I'll leave the link in the description below. So you can have the samosas as it is whole, or you can make a lovely samosa chaat with the leftover samosas if you have any.